Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the Naughty palette by BH Cosmetics. Now this is part of their Christmas collection, and this palette retails for $29. I ordered it from Ulta the day that they released it on Ulta. I also ordered the Nice palette. There is a brush set and a highlighter palette that I did not order. But this is what she looks like on the inside. It is beautiful colors. There's some neutral, or you can make it a colorful look with this palette. Now there are pressed glitters in here, and there are 30 shades. So if you don't like a big palette, this palette could be a little overwhelming. So we are gonna start off by swatching, and then we'll jump into a demo. Now I won't be able to use all the colors, but I'll be able to use a lot. So the first color is Snow Day, Cheers, Mold, Jingle Bells. So Jingle Bells is the pressed glitter on the first row. Then we have Yuletide, and these feel great. Hot Cocoa, Meringue, and Secret Santa. So we've got Hot Cocoa, or sorry, Yuletide, Hot Cocoa, Meringue, Secret Santa. So Secret Santa, as you can tell, that is pretty much my complexion shade. I'm gonna move my sleeve down so we can see all my swatches. Then we have Rudolph, beautiful red. Candy Cane, love that. Decked Out, and Nutcracker. So we've got Rudolph, Candy Cane, Decked Out, Nutcracker. I have really been impressed. BH Cosmetics used to have really great eyeshadows whenever they released like the original Zodiac palettes. Then some of their palettes weren't so great, and now it has kind of come back and I am in love. Ornaments, Santa Baby, Sugar Plum, Candied Fruit. So we have ornaments, Santa Baby, Sugar Plum, Candied Fruit. So pretty. You see that candied fruit color? It's like a purple with some pink and blue sparkles in it. Such a pretty shade. Then we have Ho Ho Ho, Coal, Very Merry, Balsam. So, Ho Ho Ho, Coal, Very Merry, Balsam. Now that Balsam shade, it's swatched a little weak, but those are the kind of colors I love. Y'all know I love greens, and that is a very good sagey green. Then we have Spicy, Misbehave, Mistletoe, Rum. So, Spicy, Misbehave, Mistletoe, and Rum. Okay. Almost finished. Frosting, Greetings, Panettone, I think is how you say that, Spiked Cider. So, Frosting, Greeting, Panettone, I have no idea if I'm saying that right, and Spiced Cider. I love that Spiced Cider shade. Okay, then we've got the last two, Chestnuts and Brick. So we got Chestnuts and Brick. So as you can see, most of these swatched really, really well. And as I said, I've had really good luck with BH Cosmetics. I have enjoyed it. Now the color Jingle Bells and Chestnuts are the two pressed glitters. So they're both on this row. So Jingle Bells and Chestnuts are the two pressed glitters. So if you don't like pressed glitters, this is not the palette for you. So I am grabbing my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base in Fair, and we're gonna start and play. I can definitely see this being an extremely popular palette for people because it isn't expensive, especially for what you're getting. Now, the one thing I will say over this is it could be a little overwhelming. So right now I just have, this is a It Cosmetics brush, and we're just using that to apply our base. Make sure it's all nice and blended out. Add a little bit more. But yeah, this is what I typically use. Since I've gotten this base, I love this base. And especially the fair shade. Now I have the white and the medium. The fair shade gives me enough lightness to be able to blend most colorful shades onto without being stark white. And I mean, the medium and the white work well as well. It's just, this one's my favorite. Okay, make sure. And I like how it performs over like my creasy and not so smooth anymore eyelids. You know, I am not getting any younger, so that's kind of where we are. And I think I want to do something more purpley. We shall see. Or maybe not purpley, but plum. I think that this is a great palette to transition from fall to Christmas time because of the color scheme in here. And as I said, I bought the Nice palette as well, and it's pretty. It's just, it is not this. The Nice palette is much more neutral, which I tend to prefer to use more colorful shades. Just my preference, but everybody's different. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a BK Beauty 201, clean it off on my color switch because I haven't washed brushes in a few days. And I've really got into using the BK Beauties are like my absolute favorites. So I've been using the crap out of them. So now I'm gonna go into Secret Santa, which was the nude that pretty much matched my skin, because I'm gonna use that to kind of set the eye base. And typically I don't really set the eye base, but I'm wanting to kind of test as many colors as I can. And this is one of the ways to do it. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to use them all today because there are 30 shades. But if you are ever wondering about extra looks, because even though on YouTube sometimes I don't get a chance to show a palette more than once, I do just say what palette I use in my looks on Instagram as well. So you can check me out on Instagram if you're interested. So as you can see, I'm kind of setting everything except right at the brow bone. So I think I'm gonna dust this off. And I'm gonna use Meringue. So you can see it's kind of like the off-white shade. And use that to kind of set by the brow bone. I may add a shimmer on top of it, but I don't know. But as soon as I saw this, my eyes went to the plums and I was like, I really want to work with the plums. So what I'm gonna do is take and go into Sugar Plum, which as you can see is that dusty mauve-y kind of color. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And really keep it out on the outside portion of my eye. Just kind of working back and forth and blending. That's really pretty. And so much more pigmented than you think it's going to be whenever you apply it. But I don't feel like these shadows are extremely difficult to work with. Whenever I do an eye look and I'm reviewing a palette or talking about a palette, I don't speed up or slow down or cut out parts when I'm doing my eyes because, you know, I think that most people aren't going to want to do an eye look that takes 45 minutes. I don't. I want to have a pretty eye look and I want it to be finished where I can be ready to go in about an hour. And that's putting on my whole face, doing my hair, the whole 9 yards. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I'm a busy lady. So I want things to be easy. So this is the, I'm gonna grab my Rephr 01 brush. And I have to tell y'all this, guys. I ordered these because Rephr had a good sale, and Britt Clark and Angelica Nyquist and Teresa's Dead kept talking about how good the Rephr brushes were. I was like, well, I really want to try them. So I ordered the core set, which is on sale right now for $88. They're typically $168. So after I got them and tested them out, I told my husband, I love these. They have a complete set that is $299. I wouldn't mind having that as my Christmas gift. Talked to my husband yesterday. He was like, I ordered your Christmas present. Do you want it now? Would you want it before Christmas or after? I was like, well, I'll wait till Christmas. Girls, he is not, girls, boys, whoever is here, he is not good at keeping a secret. So he already ordered me the complete set and I'm gonna get them early and he's gonna order me something else is what he said. But neither one of us are really good at keeping secrets or surprises from each other. We're just not. And which is not a bad thing. It's just who we are. And if you're wondering what I'm using right now, I'm using the brick shade right here to deepen up the crease. But I'm bringing that brick shade really deep into the front part of my eyelid. But with the shape of this brush, I'm not fluffing it out a whole lot, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna take my 201 again and just really kind of make sure all the edges are really nice and soft. So I'm gonna have the whole Rephr brush set. So if y'all wanna see a review on it, let me know. I will gladly do it. So now I'm gonna take my Rephr 2 brush, which is a lot like the 01, but it's just a little bit smaller. And we're gonna go into the shade Nutcracker right here to really deepen up the outer edge. And I'm really keeping that in the crease. Such a pretty color. And I'll say that this is performing as well as my Melt She's and Parties. I mean, as you can see, there's no weird bald spots. It's not clinging weird. I am really, really enjoying this. So I'm gonna take the 201 brush again, just go over the edges. Again, just making sure everything's blended because that is what I do. So now, where's my glitter glue? Right here. We're gonna take the Too Faced glitter glue and we're gonna put that all over the lid. This is a ColourPop E4 brush, which is just a flat brush. And whenever I play with my glitter glue and stuff like that, I typically tend to use a cheaper brush in case I ever forget and let it like ruin the brush. I definitely don't want it to be one of my expensive brushes, so I tend to stick with my cheaper brushes. And I'm going into the pressed glitter Now remember, pressed glitters are not safe near your eyes. This is the shade Chestnut. That's pretty. And I'm gonna apply that all over the front half of my lid. But, and I always tell people, like, if you wanna mess with pressed glitters, do it at your own peril. Because, you know, I have heard of people, I don't know anyone personally, who have gone blind from glitter. But I haven't had an issue. But again, that doesn't mean that I won't ever have an issue, but I am already blind in one eye. But yeah, no. Girls, boys, whoever, y'all need a spouse like mine. You really do. Someone who really tries to remember what you tell them and be into the things that you're interested in. And I try to do the same thing with him. Like, you know, there are certain things he likes that I could care less about, you know. I don't know how many car videos or how many times we go walk around the car lots or whatever. But I do that for him, and he goes and walks around Sephora and Ulta for me. So I think, you know, it's a give and take kind of thing. But I'm just going back over the edges where I placed to make sure everything's nice and blended with the Nutcracker shade. There we go. Now I'm gonna take my brush one more time, go the 201, just really make sure everything's nice and soft on the edges. Remove the eye tapes. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about my thoughts on this palette. I am back and I have the rest of my face on. I used the At Night blush by Hourglass. It has quickly become one of my favorites. I also used the Radiant Bronze Light bronzer by Hourglass. I used for highlight, I actually used the shade Cheers out of here, that champagne-y kind of color, as my highlight. On my lips, I have Empower by, no, Her Magic, sorry, because this is more of the plummy shade. Her Magic by Propa Beauty. And then I just used the Charmer eyeliner by ColourPop. So we're gonna go ahead and finish out our lower lash line. So I'm gonna take and use the Rephr 01 brush, and we're gonna go into the shade Brick just ever so slightly. And I'm taking that kind of all underneath my lash line. And I kind of want to keep this plummy. I was thinking about using something different as far as colors go, and I was like, wait, I really want to keep this super plummy. Okay, now I'm gonna take my BK Beauty 01 brush and really use that to soften up the edges, because I'm really liking how this is very kind of blown out looking. Oh, and I am wearing false lashes. I am wearing the Eyelure Accent 001 or 005. Those are like my favorite go-to lashes. I'm taking the brush that I used originally with the Fair Gerard Cosmetics and just kind of going over everything just a little bit. And I'm going to take the 02 brush by Rephr and take and just stamp that right on the outskirts. So you see how it's, I mean, it's deep all the way through, but how it's really, the deepest part of that plum is on the outside of my eye, which is what I'm going for. Okay, so now I'm gonna take and apply my Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara to my lower lash line. There we go. And I need something in my inner corner. So I'm going to grab my Rephr 03, the little pencil brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Ornaments, which is that pink and white kind of duochrome. Wet it. And you see how nice and tight I'm keeping that to my eye? This brush is great for a really bright inner corner, but still keeping it tight, because sometimes they get a little blown out. And I want to take just another little brush. This is the BK Beauty 203, and I'm going to go into that white shiny shade, Snow Day, and just apply ever so slightly on the highest part of my arch. So I used 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 shades out of 30 out of this palette, and I will go ahead and tell you that this is a great palette. I can't wait to use this more during the holiday season. I mean, it's stunning, like so pretty. And the thing is, you can do, touched my fingers too, you can do your basic warm neutral looks. You can do some more pops of color. You can make it more green, more plum. There's so much that can be done with this palette, and it performed amazingly. So I would definitely recommend this, especially for the price of $29. And BH Cosmetics puts stuff on sale all the time, so you might even be able to get it cheaper. So yes, I would definitely recommend the Naughty palette by BH Cosmetics. Now remember, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. I post new videos typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we have been inundated by new releases, so I have been posting a whole lot more. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. But I guess that's it, so we shall see y'all later. Bye.